So yesterday, King Abdullah II of Jordan said Tuesday that Arab nations are unified in their opposition of displacing Palestinians from Gaza, following a meeting with President Trump, in which the president reiterated his plans for Palestinians to move elsewhere while the U.S. rebuilds Gaza. So there was this press conference, but this was an article that recently came out. I stress that my foremost commitment is to Jordan, to its stability, and to the well-being of Jordanians. Abdullah posted on social platform X after departing the White House. I reiterated George's steadfast position against the displacement of Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank. This is a unified Arab position. He continued, rebuilding Gaza without displacing Palestinians and addressing the dire humanitarian situation should be priority for all. Abdullah described Trump as a man of peace. I mean, okay. I've seen worse, but okay. Hey, listen, when we're so jaded by politics, all right, fine, maybe. And said he was instrumental in securing the Gaza ceasefire. Okay, we'll see if that ceasefire lasts. We look to the U.S. and all stakeholders in ensuring it holds. We will continue to play an active role with our partners to reach a just and comprehensive peace for everyone in the region. Abdullah's comments deal a blow to Trump, who has for the past week been pushing a vision for the U.S. to take control of Gaza Strip and rebuild it while Palestinians move elsewhere in the region. Trump met in the Oval Office earlier Tuesday with the King of Jordan. Trump remained adamant that Palestinians did not want to live in Gaza and would relocate to Jordan, Egypt, and everywhere else, which is a bad idea because, again, the people of Egypt, far different than the people of Palestine. People of Jordan, far different than the people of Palestine. You just can't use the big paintbrush and say, oh, they're all in the Middle East. Everything's the same. No. Big difference. There are, surprisingly, folks, differences, which is why it's a complete disaster. Okay? He insisted the United States would have Gaza while offering a few specifics on how we would require the territory without spending any money or deploying troops. How are we going to do this? We're not going to have to buy Gaza. We're going to have Gaza. We don't have to buy. There's nothing to buy. We will have Gaza, Trump told reporters. It's a war-torn area. We're going to take it. We're going to hold it. We're going to cherish it. It's going to be for the people in the Middle East. But I think it could be a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. One aspect of Trump's plan is to run into stiff opposition in the Arab world in his declaration that Palestinians to relocate to Jordan and Egypt while Gaza is rebuilt. He also offered mixed signals about the long-term fate of Palestinians. On Tuesday, Trump was again insistent that Palestinians did not want to live in Gaza. So I want to pull up a couple of video segments here because there was also some breaking news that did take place.
Now, this is the King of Jordan. We can take in 12,000 children and then wait for the Egyptians to present plan on other challenges, to which our president, President Trump, says, I didn't know about the children. Beautiful gesture. I mean, a lot is moving right now. As we know more, we'll continue to tell you as we're learning outside of that meeting, what's going on inside of that meeting. The tape play out when we.
Yes, there was that gesture that was made. But see, the thing is, it looks like if he's going to be taking in those 12,000 kids, I mean, the whole process of getting them back, how many of them are orphans? There's a lot of things to take into account here because as soon as Trump hears that, he's going to be running with it. And then he's going to be capitalizing it even more. Huge shout out to Case Study TV for getting this video segment here. Let's play it.
You said before that the U.S. would buy Gaza, and today you just said we're not going to buy Gaza.
We're not going to have to buy. We're going to have Gaza. We don't have to buy. There's nothing to buy. We will have Gaza.
What does that mean?
No reason to buy. There is nothing to buy. It's Gaza. It's a war-torn area. We're going to take it. We're going to hold it. We're going to cherish it. We're going to get it going eventually where a lot of jobs are going to be created for the people in the Middle East. It's going to be for the people in the Middle East, but I think it can be a diamond. It can be an absolute tremendous asset for the Middle East. And you're going to have peace. It's going to bring peace in the Middle East. Gaza, the way it is right now, every 10 years, you're going to have the same thing happening. I've watched it so long, all the death and destruction of Gaza. The civilization's been wiped out in Gaza. No, it's going to be a tremendous thing. It's fronting on the sea. It's going to be a great economic development job. It's going to put people to work, a lot of people to work. And those people are all going to be from the Middle East.
And just to follow up with one on that for King Abdullah. Can you clarify again, sir? How do you feel about the U.S. taking Gaza, as the president said?
Well, again, this is something that we, as Arabs, will be coming to the United States with something that we're going to talk about later to discuss all these options.
And Mr. President, take it under what authority? It is sovereign territory.
Under the U.S. authority.
Yes, U.S. authority. Because what could go wrong? What can go wrong with purchasing all of it? Hold on. I just want to not purchasing, but taking it under authority. You got the King of Jordan right there listening to this.
What if it does not bring peace to the Middle East? There are many Palestinians, even though you say that everything is going to be beautiful, everything is going to be lovely, they're not going to want to go back. There are going to be people who want to go back and feel like that it is their right to do that. You haven't said, will there be any type of repercussions or anything that happens?
We don't think that's going to happen. We think people are going to be very happy, thrilled. A lot of those people that you're talking about are going to end up maybe living there and maybe working there, but it'll be in a different form. We have had tremendous support for this project, and we think the biggest asset of the project is going to bring peace ultimately to the Middle East. All right.
Mr. President, one last question.
Go ahead, behind you, and you've asked enough.
Mr. President, one of your promises on the campaign trail is to bring peace to the Middle East. It was a promise to your voters, Arab voters here. The Arab voters in the United States oppose this. What do you say to that?
Well, if you look at Michigan, where we have a large Arab population, as you know, I was just telling the king that we won. As you know, I won the Arab population. Now, when I started off, I wasn't leading, and when I finished, a few months later, we started campaigning in Michigan. And when I finished, we won it by a tremendous amount, by 30 points. And my relationship with the Arab population has been fantastic. And my relationship with the Middle East is very good with all the countries, just about all the countries. Let's see, I would say all the countries.
None of this would be happening if, you had lawmakers who just weren't so inept, stupid, like the Biden-Harris administration. Like what we're witnessing here, Jordan taking in those 12,000 kids. Doesn't matter the amount. Any amount in is going to be used for a narrative. This is unfortunately going to happen. And the thing is, good luck in telling people who've lost everything that they got to get up and move. They're going to go for the powerless, those that are destitute, that have nothing. And they're going to use that as a template of, okay, everybody's got to go. Hey, to all you liberals out there telling everybody who was calling for a ceasefire, challenging Biden and Kamala, AOC and Bernie, every one of you liberals that were telling people to shut up, you could voter shame as much as you want, but why did your guys, your political party, fail so miserably? I mean, this is happening. You know what? Voter shame. I'm gonna throw the knife right back at you. It's happening because of you. This is happening because of your smugness, your arrogance. So brilliant job, Democrats. This is why this is happening.
And they all want to do something, and they want to see peace in the Middle East. All the stories you hear about the Middle East not really wanting peace, that they want war, they want this, they want to go a certain place. Let me tell you, those stories are false. They want to have peace. I know them all very well. They want to have peace. They want to have a good life like other people. And this will be a big factor in bringing peace to the Middle East. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, guys.
Yes, of course. And wait, the piece de resistance.
But the only thing I can say is this is going to bring stability and peace to the Middle East. And ultimately, when it's developed, which will be in quite a while from now, because we want to let things calm down. But when it's developed, it's going to bring tremendous numbers of jobs to the Middle East, including the people of your country.
Mr. President, what if it does not bring peace to the Middle East? There are many Palestinians, even though you say that.
Yes, peace in the Middle East. So what can we take away from this? This is going to be implemented. There will be a follow through on this. And Trump is going to do everything he can to use the recent shakeup that we are seeing within the political institutions to get what he wants. And who allowed this to happen? Well, this is not, yes, definitely. I'm putting Biden and Kamala's administration to blame, front and center. They're priority number one, definitely. because they allowed this to happen. And of course, they vote blue no matter who influential sphere. But this also goes on for decades. As Representative Thomas Massey pointed out, everyone's got an AIPAC babysitter, and this was all part of the plan. But even then, there is something that is around the corner that I'm curious to see that will play out if we are witnessing the people of Gaza, the Palestinians, being removed from the land. There is an interesting question of, all right, the crisis in Gaza and the West Bank are over, but it calls into question about somebody else. Because I want to know what's going to happen then to a person named Netanyahu. Now, you guys might be saying he's going to be fine, but before October 7th, he did have a lot of domestic issues, social issues, this wag the dog moment, this war zone, this crisis taking place, instigating conflict with Lebanon, Iran as well. I mean, it's a perfect distraction, but there's always an end. Nothing truly lasts for forever. One has to wonder, okay, this is happening here. Will there be any oversight over Netanyahu? Now, the thing is, I think we all know the answer to that. Probably not. But if you get what you want, how much further will this war continue on? What is next? What is down the horizon? It's always a question, because what's going to happen to the people of Gaza? Anybody in that region now needs to take a deep breath and wonder, can that happen to us? Can it? Will it? That's the question that needs to be asked now. And I dread the true answer.